everybody. Today we want to go over a concept that everybody's talking about online. There's several different really good sites available and people doing really great work in the vacation rental industry. And this concept is called LSI, or listing site independence. It could also be like listing site dependent. But what we're looking for is trying to get ourselves independent. As we all know, there's so many changes going on right now in the online vacation rental world. It just makes your head spin. If you're a private owner, a small property manager, or some version of something like that in between, that you realize now that the major sites have basically drawn the line in the sand, and they want to control your business. So it really comes down to understanding what they're doing, where do you want to go in your business, and how much control do you want to give up. It used to be that you could just advertise on several really nice websites that were listing sites. Your phone would ring, the emails would come in, and you'd book your property full with no problem. Now, the other sites, the major sites, are taking over. They are demanding that you have online booking within a certain website. They do not cooperate or play well with other sites, and it can be very confusing. And honestly, it's very dangerous for your business. If a change comes along, like going to a percent-based booking, if it's 5, 10, 15%, are you able to withstand financially giving up that much money on one property to one particular website? If you have a property doing 50 grand a year and you're used to paying several $1,000s in advertising fees, and all of a sudden one site goes to a 10% commission-based system, are you able to sustain $5,000 a year for that one website? So the idea of being independent is to have your own business so you're not relying 100% on one particular source for all your business. So we want to go over that today. Here at iVacation Online, we do support the LSI concept 100%. We feel like you should be in control. And where we start with that, of course, we have the software that you need to run your property outside of every other system out there. And then we support and really, really encourage you to get your own website. And here we're going to look at some websites today that we can build for you. You could have it built somewhere else, but we do support you having your own individual website. So let's take a look at this one real quick. This one's called Destin for Fun. It's a property in Destin, Florida. I personally own and manage some properties in Destin, Florida, so a lot of these examples will have that flair to it. And this particular site has a fantastic set of photographs that were done by a professional photographer, which this is something else that we highly recommend, is getting professional photographers to shoot your pictures for your properties. It will set you apart from the other sites. So when everybody else is getting their own websites and their own postings on Facebook and they don't have professional photographs, yours will stand out. That's just a little small bit of information I think that will help you a lot. But as you look at this website, you're going to see that this website is for one property. So anybody that calls or emails me about this property is going to be sent to this website. They're not being sent to a major listing site where there's millions of other properties. I'm going to grab that person and get them on this website. And so once they engage me here, I can just sell them on this one property. If this property doesn't work for them, I have other properties, but I do have one strong suit. If I get a call or an email, here's the website for this house right here. Once they get on here, they can engage the online booking. They can book this property online, and then it comes to me directly. I'm not paying a percentage for this. I'm not adding on a 6% guest fee. I'm not paying somebody else a commission on it. And I get to talk and deal with the customer directly. They email me, they call me, I call them, they call me back. Any emails are directly to my email and directly to their email. And then we perform the booking with my merchant service on my website, and I'm in control of this customer. Now, to take this a step farther, what we're talking about with listing site independence is not having all your eggs in one basket. So what do? Well, we can set up other advertising. Here's a phenomenal website that we really do very well with. It's called Vacation Home Rentals. We have nothing to do with this site other than we like advertising here. So we have all of our homes listed there on a platinum basis, which is the highest level you can go, and it does support itself tremendously. We get a lot of leads in here. We get a lot of bookings in here. And so we know that this site's going to pay us back way more than the cost of advertising, and I get to speak and deal directly with the guest from this website. So that's one of my qualifiers, is I want to be in control. And one thing we use is an autoresponder. So on this website here, inside of our software, I have the emails from this form here going through our autoresponder in our software, and then our autoresponder goes back directly to them extremely fast. So let's take a look at one real quick. So here's an original inquiry that comes into the system, and then the system reads the dates and then fires back a quote, and this is done automatically. And what this does is it puts speed on your side. If that guest is sitting at their computer and they're emailing many different homes about, are you available, how much are you, this goes out automatically. Now you have control over all this information here. You can type in the system, in the software, what message you want to give. So you can load up this message. How far are you to the beach? Does your private pool have heating? Do you have a golf cart? All this can be addressed inside your message that you want to give for your house, but our system will fire off these auto emails quickly. Now, I know some people say, well, I want to be in control of my business and talk to my people. That's fantastic. When that email comes in, know that that auto email will go out so that person has their information that they need, and then you can call or email the person directly. If they ask you a question that isn't answered in your auto email, email them again. If there's a phone number given and you want to talk to them, pick up the phone and call them. This will not remove any control that you want or desire with your business, but at 2 o'clock in the morning when somebody's online in Texas and they send you an email, they're going to get that quote. They can book it online immediately because it's going to push them back a link to do that, which is what we want. We want to book our properties. But you can put any bells and whistles that you want to this, and if you want to call them, you can make it a requirement that after the booking, you must call them to confirm it. That is fine. You maintain control. But the auto email system is working brilliantly. The properties that we've been working on to try to get them all LSI, or listing site independent, we've been doing this probably well over a year once we saw the major sites all going to a percentage-based commission. And here's a couple examples of some comparisons that we have that we know this system is now working, and it's working well. These are 2 year-to-date comparisons. So let's take a look over here at the right. This is 2 different properties that we take care of. We've had them both for several years. And this longer line is our business last year. So at the beginning of the year, January 1st or December 31st, we had $5,000 on the books, and we ended up at about $68,000, $66,000 gross for this property here. We installed and did everything we talked about here with the autoresponders on both the HomeAway network and Vacation Home Rentals, and we got listing site independence. We got more advertising out there. We have websites, individual websites. We have the social marketing for each page, and then it took over. And then we came into January 1st this year. This property had already booked $25,000, and here at the 18th of January, we're at about $50,000. So we know we're going to far surpass last year's rate of business. Here's a different property that we manage, and the same thing has happened. We're up 200, 300, 400% from the same date last year to this year. And this is because we have the autoresponders in place. We've changed the marketing up where don't put all of our eggs in one basket. Here's something to consider. People that we talk to every day say, well, I get all my business from HomeAway or VRBO. The next question is, where else do you advertise? And they say nowhere. Well, obviously that's going to be the case. So if you start changing your marketing up and have marketing on HomeAway, you have it on Vacation Home Rentals, you have a social media presence, we can take a look at that real quick. So we'll build separate Facebook, Google+, and Twitter accounts for each one of these properties and for our management site. And so I'm not going to go into each individual site for you, but you'll see it's very easy to do. It's very easy to maintain. It does take some time to go in and post on these daily or several times a week, put good information out there, run some specials, show the new pictures, engage your clients. Ask them to post their vacation rental pictures on your websites. Post some specials on there. Get it to be enticing for them to come and engage your website on Facebook, Twitter, and G+. But to go back to the grosses, we know that this is now working. So you can divorce yourself from any one site, but you need to build a foundation of marketing, or we call it an umbrella of marketing, that takes you out on many different sources of reliable business coming into you, so that any one site that you do not agree with, or let's say one site goes to a 15% base commission, we can drop that site and go on to market at other places. Another thing that we highly recommend and we're having great success with is building a database of all your clients. We happen to use Constant Contact. There's other programs out there, CMA programs, that you can log all your emails into one account. You can pull your emails from all your listing sites. iVacation Online manages that. We're going to now be integrated with Constant Contact here shortly. And you build a database of your past guests, your past prospects, and you market to them. That is something nobody will ever be able to take away from you. You'll always have those emails and your guests in your database, and you send them emails. Keep them informed about what's going on in your community. Tell them about a new property that you have. Show them the changes that you've made. You've improved the pool area. You've added a new gas grill. Those are all great reasons to email somebody and stay in contact with them. And then this becomes basically a free source of marketing for you. It's a nominal fee to have these accounts where you have the emails of all your guests in there, so it's not even an expense to consider. I wouldn't be without it. But if you have 0 today, and a year from now you have 5,000 people inside your email system, you have the power to be independent. If you don't, you're always going to be relying on some other website to be able to bring you business. So getting the emails of all your past and present clients and prospects and putting them in one place and marketing to them is extremely important. So let's just go over this again one more time. Here are some of the auto emails that we have. Here's one that just came in. We can take a look at this HomeAway email. So this email came in to the system. The system then responded and automatically sent out this email here. And if I don't like the exact message in my email, I can change it at any time. So don't think you're stuck with saying one particular thing. And all I do is when the auto emails come in, I just make sure that the message that they sent me was addressed in my auto email. If it wasn't, then I'm going to email this person back manually. But we're running about 90% of the auto emails directly answer the question that the guest is asking, and that puts speed on our side. Let's go into a little bit more detail about what we're actually talking about when we're talking about advertising on other sites and actually driving the bookings to our own vacation rental site with our own vacation rental software. This comes up a lot. One thing we do not have, if you look at our HomeAway account, and this is the HomeAway listing for this particular property that we've been discussing, and here's the vacation home rentals listing, we do not engage these sites with their online booking. We do not use the bin or book it now on HomeAway, and the reason for that is that puts HomeAway in control of my booking. It's their merchant service. It's going to be a lot of their terms and conditions. The guests can then call HomeAway and plead a case for a refund or late arrival. It puts HomeAway in a position to be in control of my money and how and when I receive those funds, and that is not what we want. We want the booking to come directly to us. We understand that the search positions do change if you don't use the Book It Now button, but what we highly recommend is that you do everything else possible on the HomeAway network to get your property in the best position possible. That means having high-resolution photographs, having the rates on your system. The autoresponder is going to dramatically help improve your response time because it's going to be automatic. So really, we're going to do everything to the max except let the bookings go through there. And one thing, again, we can point to are these year-to-date charts. So for this property, at the end of December, we were about in the mid-70s, and in 18 days, we're up to $95,000, $98,000. So we've done about $20,000 in business in less than 20 days, and that's without the Book It Now button being enabled. So it does not affect your business. We have never been on the Book It Now. We never will. All of 11 of our properties book directly through us, and that keeps us in control and keeps the money coming to us. So if somebody says you can't do it without being on Book Online, it's just simply not accurate because we do it all day long. Something else to consider is here's kind of a business plan that we put together, and this is just generally a good summary of what we're talking about here. Here's what we call the LSI business plan. We'll go over it quickly. We're just talking about each property having its own website. Hook that up with some vacation rental software like ivacationonline.com. Use the autoresponders. That puts everything in your advantage again. Speed is on your side. Guests want to know immediately. It puts you in front of the crowd as far as getting the booking. Be sure to have your own merchant service. Do not go to these other sites and let them book it. If you're on Airbnb, Flipkey, and HomeAway, and you're letting them do the bookings and then waiting for the money, you have 3 different sources of people paying you with 3 different sets of terms and conditions, 3 different ways to take the payment, it is extremely confusing. Use your merchant service and your website and your software as a home base and take the booking directly to yourself. Have an umbrella of marketing. Let me show you what we're talking about here. That's this graphic here. We're talking about different web portals. Here we show 1 through 7. So this graphic is actually very old, and it's come back directly right now to be really, really appropriate. So you want to go out and advertise your property in as many places as you can. This could be a Facebook ad, a Twitter ad, advertise it on HomeAway, advertise on Vacation Home Rentals, maybe a regional site, your Chamber of Commerce in your area, and all those leads and phone calls go directly to you, the owner. You drive them through your reservation system, you take the booking directly, and then they get into your property. So that's what we're talking about as far as creating an umbrella of marketing. You need enough advertising out there to spur the guests to contact you directly, then you handle them directly. And then to finish up, we're going to talk about the social media presence. That could be part of your umbrella of marketing, your email management through Constant Contact or other email managers where you can directly be able to always stay in touch with your guest. Then live by this. The guests must book directly through you and your website so you can control your business and you receive 100% of your rental income. So that's, again, just an overview of how we advertise and we drive the business to our own websites. So if you are curious about getting your own website, feel free to contact us. We really, really support this listing site independence theory. We think it's the way to go in the future. If you're going to sit around and not make any changes to your business, and then you're going to be subject to whatever those listing sites are going to do and changes that they make. We have already pulled some of our properties off of HomeAway. We advertise them elsewhere. The numbers are going up, as you can see. The year-to-date comparisons are just tremendous. So we're very thrilled with this. Feel free to contact us anytime at iVacation Online to let us know how your business is going, and we'd be glad to go over this in detail. Good luck with your rentals.